Hi, I'm Dean Heffta, and I'm here today with Chris Ober, CEO of Morton Industries, and I want to talk about core values, values of companies. Chris, you've got a lot of experience in many different areas of industry, and you've seen how values can come to life and how sometimes they don't. What's your experience about the importance of values in a business, and what are they in your view?
Yeah. Well, thanks, Dean. Appreciate you doing this. So, one thing is that every company has values, whether they know it or not. And I think it's just important that we understand what our values are and we're able to tell people. And really, the values are what's going to define who we are and what we do each day, how we interact with each other, uh, how we interact with our customers. And I guess it's important that we talk about that because if people don't know what that is, I guess leaves too much to the unexpected. So,
Well, as you're saying that, it sounds like values kind of play a factor in understanding what's the rules of the game that I'm playing, right?
right.
So each of the players have a sense of, okay, these are the things that we share an understanding of. Is that how it plays out as a team? Understanding what we believe in.
Yeah, definitely. And we've gone through quite a process to determine what our values are. We've we've been working on this for a couple of years now, and really trying to understand who we are, how we want to interact with our employees and our customers and the rest of the world. And it's important that we are able to talk about that openly, share that with everybody, so that we get a sense of community and purpose together. Because ultimately, it's our core values what make us unique compared to our other competitors or peers or even other employers in the area.
So it could be an employee comes to you and they want to have a sense of, who are you compared to somebody else, or it could be a supplier that wants to get a sense of what is this organization about. So the values become a part of that story.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and every interaction we have, and it's just again, we don't really realize it, but it's our values that are going to give somebody a sense of how we are to do business with. Are we ethical? Are we good people? Are we somebody they want to do business with?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody that we interact with has a choice on whether or not they want to do business with us or whether or not they want to work here. And it's those values that are going to help drive them to make that decision.
Great. Well, how about we talk about the team that worked on this for quite some time? You landed on 5 that you believe are really important for you as an
Right.
organization. And so, what's the one that comes to your mind first when it comes to something you really believe in as an organization?
Yeah, well, those 5, like I said, we worked on it quite a bit, and we didn't just pick 5 words. Our values are our values in action. It's who are we and what do we believe in. And the very first one that comes to mind is integrity. We say integrity in action. What it really means is that we do the right thing even when nobody is looking.
Got it. So we hear words like integrity, and it can be one of those words that everybody understands, but maybe what does that really mean in practice? So if I'm on the team, if I'm coming here as a part of this, how would I spot integrity in action, or how, even more importantly, how might I live that as a part of the team?
Yeah, so one of the best examples of integrity in action is our people every single day get faced with a choice every time we make a part. And a lot of people are working alone, they're working in their workstation, and they're looking at the part and they say, is this part good enough to send to my customer? Is it good enough to send to the next operation? And it'd be very easy for people to say, well, I don't know what's good enough. Put it in the basket and off it goes. And it'll be somebody else's problem. But fortunately, our folks don't do that. Every day, they're making a decision on every single part. Is that good enough to go on, and is that going to work for my customer? So, yeah, we're very fortunate that we're making those good quality decisions every day.
Well, yeah, you mentioned the word quality. So it sounds like if we're going to build quality into the entire process as we're building the things we're building for our customers, it's almost impossible to do that without ensuring that we've got integrity as a part of every decision that we're making.
That's absolutely correct.
Okay, so that's number one. What's another one that you see as really a pillar of values as an organization?
Yeah, well, definitely. We're an organization of hundreds of people, and we have to work as a team. So our value is that we're focused on team success. And so what that means is that we're achieving our company goals, but we like to do it in a very special way through camaraderie and through serving together. And what that means to us is that I've worked in so many organizations, and you hear the word they. They said we can do this. They said we can't do this. And I always thought, who's they? They is in our company, when we talk about camaraderie and serving, it's us. It's us. We're all on a team together. And we all have our different roles, and we all have to work together in our different roles to be able to move the company forward, to be successful for ourselves and for our customers.
So it sounds like there's an interesting thing there where for us to win as a team, I really have to take kind of that individual responsibility to contribute. So it can be seen as they, the team, but it's really our team, which means I've got to contribute to the team and my part in all of this.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So each individual is contributing to the overall team's success, and everything, in every interaction we have with each other, with our customers, with the products that we're producing.
How would you know, as a CEO, how would you spot team success?
Well, it's not too hard, actually. So the way to spot team success is just to go out and talk to people on the floor. See how we interact with each other. Are we helping each other? Are we raising our hand if we have an issue? Do we feel comfortable doing that? Those are the things that we're looking for, and that we really do see every day at Morton Industries.
Awesome. Okay, so how about number 3?
Yeah, well, definitely, and this one really stands out to our customers. We're driven to deliver. And what that means is that we're fulfilling our commitments with exceptional effort. And what I like to say is that when I talk to our customers, the very first thing they say about Morton Industries is, we know how serious you are about delivering our products. And it's really critical because we have products being built that are going to feed the world or shape the earth. And if it doesn't have one of our components on it, they can't deliver that to their customers to get the job done. And like I said, that's the one thing our customers really do consistently say, is that we know how serious Morton Industries is about delivering.
And so if you don't have a team mindset focused on delivering, you're going to hear about that from your customers because they're waiting on you.
Yeah, our customers are counting on the whole team to get the job done for them.
So what are examples or stories that might tell you, like, that's a great way to think about really a delivery mindset from a team member?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one of the most recent examples we had is that we were struggling to deliver in the last ramp up in the economy as we were onboarding new team members and training everybody. And we went to the office staff, and the office staff volunteered to come out and help everybody on the shop floor and work out on the shop and help each other get caught up. And because many of our office team members came from the shop floor. They worked their way up through the organization and got jobs in the office. And so, we all came out on the shop. I came out on the shop. Every single manager came out on the shop to help out.
So that is really evidence that the only thing that matters for us is delivering on our customer. That's the one goal, right? That's the only thing that matters.
That's what matters to our customers.
Right.
Yeah,
They want their part.
They need their part.
Excellent. Okay, so driven to deliver, that's a part of who we are, and it sounds like a part of the people that are going to succeed. They're focused on that, right?
Definitely.
What else is there?
Well, what's important in an organization is that we're progressing, we're growing. So consistent progress is another core value. What that means to us is that we're dedicated to the ongoing improvement of our people and our processes. And both of those things are really important. So it really takes the development of our people to improve our process. So that's the first thing that we focus on. That's really evident in the way that we onboard people. You can come here and have no skills in doing what we do, but that's not what's important. What's important is that you're willing to learn, you're willing to progress with the company, you're open to learning new skills, and you make yourself available to do that. So as we're training people, then they get to know our processes, and that's what's really neat is that they get to start to say, hey, we could do this better. And we have a whole system to be able to do that. So first thing is just to say something. Be comfortable and know that the company is going to take you seriously and say what you think could be better. If you want to really take it to the next step, we have a continuous improvement card process. So you fill out a card, it gets put in front of management, we review it, and then that can get actually cascaded to all the different parts of the organization. So if you got a great idea in your area, well, let's share that with other areas as well, because it might help them.
Yeah, certainly the best innovation is happening where all the action is. And so having a process to be able to keep getting better. And it's easy to assume that every company wants to get better, but you've seen a lot of companies that are probably complacent in their approach.
Yeah, I've worked at some of them. And so it was really important when I came to Morton Industries that we had a vehicle for people to be able to, again, express what their ideas are, make improvements, and feel connected into what we're doing. Because what we're doing out here is hard. There's not a single easy job in the factory. And so the more input we can give to our people to do their job better, easier, safer, more productivity, hit the delivery for our customers, I think the better they feel about coming to work here every day.
Okay, so we've got integrity in action, focused on team success, driven to deliver, consistent progress. You said there's 5. What's number 5?
There is 5. So this is one that we really spend a lot of time on, but it's about being you. Professional authenticity is what we call it. But what it really means is that we're bringing excellence to what we do using our individuality. We don't want to be a place where you feel like you're a number, you're a suit. You have a job to do, come in, do your job, go home. We want you to bring your skills. Everybody has their own unique backgrounds and skill sets that they're bringing. We want you to be able to express that, use it in what you do, and make your job as the most fun you can. And so we have a lot of activities for people that we try to recognize, what makes them unique. We have different contests throughout the year, fishing contests, we have big buck contests and all kinds of things. And what that's meant to do is meant to be able for people to show, hey, this is who I am. And although that might not directly translate to a skill, the biggest skill that we have is working together as a team. It takes everybody working together to get the job done. So the better we can do that as individuals, the better the company is going to be.
Well, and certainly building strong teams is about building strong relationships. That's where it begins, and it's hard to have a great relationship if I really don't know who the person is. So having an environment where we can come together and be who we are and focused on delivering on our clients. I'm beginning to see how all these values begin coming together to build a winning team.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Dean.